Hi everyone, I'm Frank from the City of Kings, and today I'm going to be talking about replayability. Now, replayability is one of those words that just seems to be becoming like the in word at the moment. Every game you look at, they rave about the replayability, that you can play this game over and over. Every Kickstarter raves about the fact that it's full of replayability. This is not just a game, this is a replayable game. And they're probably right. You know, board games in general are designed to be replayable. We're not going to go out and just buy a game and just play it once. You know, that would be crazy. That would be why I have probably a few too many games. But that's not the point. Today I want to talk about replayability in the City of Kings, because the City of Kings was designed around replayability. And for me, when I talk about replayability, I'm truly talking about creating a game that evolves, that changes, that is always providing you with a different experience. I'm not talking about the fact that you're just shuffling a few cards and you might find a few things that are slightly different and that the decision paths are going to be slightly different. I'm talking about a completely different experience each time. You see, the City of Kings for me is a game engine. It's a series of mechanics, a set of rules that are pulled together to create an adventure for you to go down. And each time you go down that adventure, I want you to be doing things differently. I want your challenges, your problems to be completely different. So, first, map tiles. This is a map tile driven game. That means we're going to have 60 different map tiles. There are green map tiles and there are orange map tiles, and these are two different zones, the easy zone and the hard zone. And when you play, you are going to be shuffling the cards and you're going to be putting them down on the board, and you're going to have some orange and some green, and you're not going to know what's where. Now, that in itself adds some randomness to the game. It makes it a bit more replayable because you don't know what you're going to come up against. You don't know if that next tile is going to be a horrific creature or the forest you need to gather your wood. But what it also means is as you go through these tiles, it's going to change how you play the game. If you get a lot of creatures early on, you might focus more on combat. Whilst if you get a lot of resources earlier on, then perhaps, going for worker management or trading for items and doing more quests becomes an easier option. And different balances will lean you in different directions. But that's emphasised by the fact that you get these character sheets. And these character sheets, and I don't know why I'm holding stuff up, hopefully you can see them. These character sheets have so many options on them. You have 90 different stats, and you're only going to be getting between maybe 20 and 30 of those in a game. Maybe a few more if you're lucky, but you're never going to get even 50% of them in one game. So you're going to be choosing your role. You're going to be defining whether you want longer range, faster movement, high damage, high healing, a little bit of everything, tanking, and again, the worker management. Whether you want to go and focus on gathering resources so you can focus on just getting wood, or whether you want to go for scavenging and you're just getting random resources, but getting them regularly and reliably. You've then got the skill trees, and each of the 6 characters have 12 unique skills. So that's 72 skills in the game, and you're only going to be able to choose 3 per player per game. So if you want to try them all, then you're going to have to play the game, 24 times before you're even going to be able to use all of the skills. Not to mention those combinations with stats. And all of this is dependent on your board layout. If you find that Valeria has an ability where she can become more powerful when she's on a forest, if you're playing on a board where the forests are in the corners, that might not be so good. But when they're in the middle of the board, that becomes more powerful. You're going to find combinations between your stats, your skills, and the board itself, which give you this variety of different ways to progress. And this is further pushed by the fact that every creature you face is going to be different. They get generated through a set of rules. So it isn't random, but it is random. You are not going to know what you're going to face. Once it's there, great, you can deal with it. But you're never going to know what's around that corner. Is it going to be a poison-focused creature, so we need to go out and get poison protection spells? Is it going to be fire-based, so we need to go out and deal with fire? Is it just going to be high damage? Is it going to have a big shield? Is it going to have reflect, so we're all taking damage? And you're going to have to refine your character and adapt yourself based on those creatures to overcome them. And again, the board, the layout of the board, some tiles will give you buffs, bonuses to your stats, but those creatures might not be nearby. Perhaps you're going to build up a stronghold. When you build a stronghold to the final tier, it will instantly kill a creature at the point of construction. But is that creature next to it? Because if it isn't, it can't reach. So are you going to hold back building up that tile until you move the creature across? Are you going to get abilities to allow you to move creatures? Are you going to hope the creature moves there on its own? All of these things, the map tiles, the stats, the creatures, provide you with this continuously different game, and every single you play through is going to be different. But on top of that, we then have the side quests. There are 80 side quests in the game, and each of those are different people asking you for help, and each of them give you options. You can choose to do them, you can do the easier versions, the hard versions. Again, looking at your setup, you can decide which side quest you want to do. And in a game, maybe you'll get 1 or 2, maybe you'll get 10, but going through all 80, there's going to be so many playthroughs before you get through them. Before you get through all the creature abilities, all of the side quests, you see the character skills, and you get through all the permutations of the board, you are never going to do it. We've had people play this game 20, 25 times, and they still get surprised by, oh, I didn't know there was a quest like this, or I didn't know the creatures could do this, and you will be thrown new challenges and hurdles no matter how many times you play this. And with all of that to one side, there are 7 stories, and each story represents a different playthrough, and each one gives you a different objective. So that's 7 different ways to play the game, and even if everything else was the same, those 7 stories are going to give you different ways you have to travel across, things you're going to have to do and focus on, which again will be impacted by the setup and the situation you discover. And then there's 9 scenarios, and the 9 scenarios add 9 other types of objectives, other challenges you have to do. So when I talk about replayability, I don't mean that it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, in the City of Kings, you are not going to experience the same thing twice. This game is designed about replayability, designed to give you a new adventure, a new challenge every time you play. And that is what I mean when I say the City of Kings is one of the, if not the most replayable game that is going to be out there. If you've got any questions, please ask them below. I'm happy to answer them. And as always, until next time, keep on adventuring.